Hi, I'm Mike from Homes Quality Products. Today, I want to talk to you about the Bilt Mastercard. This is probably one of my favorite cards at the moment. It has a lot of features, a lot of things you can do if you want to travel and travel for free, or if you want to buy a home, there's some little perks to that area too. But this is a great no annual fee travel card. This card will give you 3 points on dining, 2 points on travel, 1 point on everything else, including rent, which we'll get into more of that later. And then they also have on the first of the month, they have a double points bonus. So dining will be 6 points, travel will be 4 points. So pretty good multipliers for a no annual fee card. I want to mention that you have to use this card 5 times at least in a month. So if you want to get any of the multipliers, you have to swipe at least 5 times. So if you are using this for rent, you want to swipe it 4 other times throughout the month to make sure you get the points for rent. So this card actually covers rent, which is huge because that's one of people's largest expenditures. You don't get double, if your rent comes on the first, you don't get double rent, but you get double all those other categories. But the fact that it covers rent is a huge deal. Now, some places, if you charge your rent with a credit card, they charge you a fee. This card will actually cover the fee and still give you the 1% back. Another thing is, I think it's called Bill Protect. If your card limit, say $4,000, and your rent is $3,000, and you've already done some expenditures, well, what you do is you set up Bill Protect, and they actually will pull the money directly from your checking account and pay the rent and still give you the 1% back. Also, with this card, if whoever you rent through doesn't accept a credit card payment, they will actually mail them a check on your behalf and take the money from your account. So it covers most of the scenarios where you may need to cover rent. At the same time, you're going to get 1% back on rent. So getting cash back on rent is a huge deal. Like I said, not many cards. I think there's a couple that's tried it. Nobody does it like Bilt. I don't pay rent, and I still love this card. It has a lot of features, a lot of way to get points and things to travel with. And like I said before, it's a no annual fee card. So we're going to go through some of these ways that you can really maximize this to get extra points for travel. So one of the things I want to mention that I don't see mentioned in too many other videos about this. So the fact that you get double points on the first means your 1% category becomes 2. So what I have done to maximize that is I shifted my bills around a little bit. So like say car insurance, which say it was coming out the 15th. I picked up the phone and I said, hey, can you guys move this to the first? They're like, sure. So now my car insurance comes on the first. So I get double bill points on the first. Other things I've done, like I go through car wash, or any kind of monthly subscription I had, I either emailed the people or called them and asked them to move it to first. So now I get 2 times bill points on all these different things that are coming out every month. I can hit my 5 times swipes with never even swiping the card because I've moved all these things to the first, so I can get to double the points on all these different categories. And once I start explaining a little bit about bill points and I show you some things, you're going to understand why it's so important that you can get these bill points. It's a lot more valuable than cash back if you're going to travel. Another thing I did is, like, if say I have a car maintenance or car repair, or a large, say you need to buy a pair of glasses, and if you have something you can put off to the first, and like then pay it with a Bilt card and get double points. So the last time I wanted to get my car service, I was like, hey, I want to make an appointment to get this, and this done. Let me make it for the first. That way when I swipe it, I'm getting double points on that. So you're turning this into a 2 times card on the first. So if you adjust things around that a little bit, you can get double bill points. And once you start seeing the value of the bill points, where you're getting 4 cent and sometimes more, at least 2 cent point, sometimes more, 4 or 5% a point, that makes them even more valuable. So that 2 times that you're getting on a car repair or car maintenance is actually going to be at least 4 times in dollar value if you use it for travel. So Bilt doesn't really have a bonus on their card. Some people are getting a targeted, but it's kind of random. I don't know if it's random or how it's working, but it doesn't say it on the website. But I know people have gotten it because I know people that I know personally have gotten it. But when you first get the card, they're giving some people 5 times multiplier on everything for 5 days. So if you're going to apply to get this card and you know you got some expenditures coming up, be prepared to go ahead and pay that in the first 5 days, because if you get that multiplier and you had other expenditures, you're going to get 5 times the points for those first 5 days. So you might as well get everything out. Like if you wanted to buy a TV or if you needed some car maintenance or whatever, get this card, prepare to do it in the first 5 days, see if you get the welcome offer, and then you're going to get a lot more value out of it. Because 5 times points for travel is actually going to be more like 10% or more when you compare it to cash. This card also has no foreign transaction fees. So when you travel with it, you don't have to worry about any kind of foreign transaction fees. So Bilt has some of my favorite transfer partners. So no one, no matter if you look at American Express, Chase, Citi, nobody has American Airlines. So typically, if you want to book an American Airlines flight through Chase and American Express, a lot of times you'll use British Airways. And if you want to do it through Citi, you use it through Qatar, and then they'll give you Avios points, and then you can book it through British Airways. So British Airways, the good thing about it is you can use all mix and match cards and get British Airway points. But other than American Airlines card, nobody has American Airlines as a transfer partner. And their points are super valuable. They also have Hyatt. Hyatt points are the most valuable for hotel points. Like when you start trying to book a room with Hyatt and you have Hyatt hotel points, you're going to get 2 cents usually or more per point. So a room that would cost $200 a night will cost you less than $100 worth of points. Or a hotel room that would cost you $500 a night will cost you less than $250 worth of points. Sometimes even quite a bit more value if you really shop around, but just basic, you're going to get like 2+% or 2+ cents per point. American Airlines is very similar. Most flights you're going to get 2 cents or more per flight. I've booked American Airline flights that were $600 and used roughly $150 in points. So 15,000 points. Now, sometimes you can find a better deal booking through British Airways. And that's another thing with this card. You can still use British Airways as a transfer partner too. So when you get ready to plan your flight, you can compare them and see which is going to give you a better value. So on the screen, I'm going to put a couple screenshots that I've taken to show you guys some of the price difference to cash versus British Airways versus American Airline miles. So take a look at these. You'll see I picked some random destinations. So El Paso to Jacksonville, Florida. So El Paso, Texas to Jacksonville, Florida was $298 in cash. Or with British Airways, it was $385 worth of points plus $11 to cover the taxes. So when you use points, you usually got to pay cash for the taxes. But as you can see there, the cash value was better than the British Airways value. But then here's a screenshot of American Airlines where it was $120 in points. So 12,000 points plus $11, so a total of 131, so less than half price. So you're getting at least 2 cents per point in that scenario. Most of my flights are domestic. I fly very often back and forth, and flights matter the most because I might be visiting family or friends, so I don't worry about the room as much. I just need to get to the destination. I'm also going to show you some more screenshots here of Dallas-Fort Worth to London. That flight is $17.55 for cash. But let's move over to British Airways miles, the Avios. It is $515 worth of points plus $655 in cash for a total of $1,170 with British Airways points. Now let's look at American Airline. So American Airline, it costs you $430 worth of points plus $195 in cash for a total of $625. So as you can see here, you're getting almost 3 cents a point in this scenario. Now, I'll show you these screenshots. You can look around and find better deals. These are not targeted. These were me just picking some random times. Now also, like I said before, sometimes British Airways Avios points are more valuable than American Airlines. And with the Bilt points, you can transfer them where you want to within these partners. Amex may have more partners, and Chase may have, I think Chase may have actually the same amount of partners. Citi has a bunch of partners, but the selection is where Bilt points become super valuable. Also, Bilt has points.me built into their app. That's a service you normally have to pay for, and what it does is, I'll put another screenshot up to show you. Normally when you want to compare British Airways and American Airline points and all these points, you have to log in each site and kind of compare, unless you have something like a points.me subscription. But if it's in a Bilt transfer partner, they actually have a deal with them, and you can click on it and it will show you the difference. And now I'm going to show you a flight that's actually, I think it was slightly better for British Airways Avios points, but it showed me everything. I didn't have to log into British, see what the price was. Log in American Airlines, see what the price is. Type in, search something, and see what the cash price is to make sure I'm doing it. This kind of simplifies things for you. Also, on the first Bilt, I don't know if they do it all the time, but they have a bonus transfer on transferring your points. I'm going to show you a couple screenshots of that too. It is very impressive, the bonus they give you to transfer out. Like a 75% bonus and up is unheard of for transferring points. Typically, you're going to get 15 to 30%. So if you get a 30% bonus transferring points, you did good. So when you transfer them out, if you can find a good deal on a flight, you're going to use way less points and get even more value out of it now, because you got this bonus transferring it to this certain partner that they had a bonus with for that month. Bilt points for travel is the way to go. So even though this card gives me 3% on dining, and I might have something that can give me 4 or more, I usually use this as my dining card just because I have the flexibility with these points for Hyatt and American Airlines. So those two are my main, especially American Airlines, my main transfer partners, are the ones that I use the most. But I could still turn around and use British Airways if that was a better deal. So this is pretty much my dining card, and my reoccurring bills that I've moved to the first come off this card also. Now, since I talked a lot about the points and how valuable they are, there is something else to notate, is that you can use this for the points for a down payment on a house, and they give you a bonus. I'm going to put a screenshot up to show you. I believe it's a 50% bonus. So if you had $1,000 worth of points, and you wanted to, your plan is you're renting, you want to buy a house, they're going to give you a bonus if you use those points towards a down payment on the house. That's another huge benefit if you want to get cash value. So I don't, want to cash out points, because a lot of these things, like they'll give you such a low value when you try to cash them out that it's not worth it. But if you use this if your ultimate goal is to buy a house and get it out of paying rent, use this card to pay your rent, save all the points while you're paying rent, and then when you're ready to buy, use this towards your down payment on your house. So it's just another benefit, but it's pretty much going to be one or the other. Either you can use these points for travel, or you're going to use these points for a down payment on the house. This card also has more features to it for a no annual fee card. You're going to get cell phone insurance. So if you use this to pay your cell phone bill, you're going to get cell phone insurance for this no annual fee card. Also, when you rent a car, this car will give you primary car rental insurance. So getting primary car rental insurance on a no annual fee card is amazing. Like I tell people, use this for your dining card if you'd like. If not, use it for something else. Use it for your reoccurring transactions, and use it for your car rentals. I have an American Express Platinum that doesn't have primary car rental insurance, and that has a super high annual fee. I have other cards with less annual fees. They don't have primary car rental insurance. They have secondary, unless you pay extra to get primary. So That's a huge plus to me, being able to have primary on a no annual fee card. So the Bilt travel portal is very competitive. I believe they use Expedia. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they use Expedia. The prices are very comparable to you booking it through somewhere else. I like it because some of the places I stay at I may not be able to find on Amex or Chase, but I can find it, a lot of times I can find it on Bilt. So according, if I'm traveling as like a vacation, I may stay at like a nicer place. But if I'm traveling just for myself, for work or something, and I have to pay for a hotel, I might pick something a lot cheaper because it's just me. But Bilt has competitive prices on all of those. So whether you're trying to stay somewhere more affordable to stretch your points and stretch your dollar, or you want to go somewhere a little nicer because you're taking family or whatever, and you have that choice within the Bilt portal. You can usually find both. Same with car rentals. If you want to use something more expensive or something cheaper, they're usually both in there. So Bilt also has Bilt Dining. It's only select locations, but that list has grown very rapidly for what cities it supports. But when you use this card at one of the restaurants on the Bilt Dining list, you'll get an additional percentage back. Also, if you take this card and you add it to Rakuten, you can use it for either making purchases outside of maybe Best Buy or Walmart or something.com, whatever it may be on Rakuten, you can get a percentage back. Or using the American Airlines portal, you can get American Airline points. But what I like to do is add the ones where I swipe the card and get percentages back. So I've used Rakuten a lot, and I use I think it's Simply Miles with American Airlines. So you can get additional American Airline points that when you add your Bilt points to it, you're going to get, have this accumulation of points. You can add to the card because Bilt doesn't have where you can add like things like that to the card, like where Citi and Chase and American Express. You can add it to the card, Wells Fargo, and when you swipe the card, you'll get a bonus percentage at those places. Bilt doesn't have that. So add this card to one of those portal things, and then you'll get that additional swiping percentage back. I'll put some of the additional card features on the screen. You can pause it and kind of skim through it. If you see something kind of interesting, go to the website. I have a link down below that you can click on and get more detail about whatever you may be interested in. So my thoughts on this card, get it. This is probably my most favorite card right now. It's no annual fee, so if something changes later and your lifestyle changes, you can just save it, put it in a sock drawer, whatever. But this card is amazing. Like, no annual fee. You're getting primary car rental insurance. You're getting cell phone insurance, covering rent if you're paying rent. Even if you're not, you still get 3 times the dining. You get double points on the first. And I told you, move your bills to the first. Save your large car repairs. Want to buy a TV, move it to the first. Get double points. This card's really, really a good card. Like, it's impressive. The transfer partners they have, in my opinion, are the best. Like American Airlines, Hyatt, and so many others, but those two in particular, amazing. So definitely get this card. If you want to travel, get this card. If you want to buy a home, get this card. It's not going to hurt you. No annual fee. Great benefits. Also, the primary car rental insurance. If you just go rent a car here or there, that card, it's saving you money. And it's your primary car rental insurance for whatever car you rent. If you just travel and need to rent a car once a year, why not? Why not get a no annual fee card and save that money? So this is definitely a card to get. Even if you only travel once a year. If you want to go once a year, get this card. Use this card for your dining and your monthly purchases, and then maybe travel for free that year. Fly somewhere, get a hotel, all for free. Car rental, you can use points, but the fact that you don't have to have car rental, this covers to give you primary car rental insurance. It's another, this card is amazing. Some people I know, they don't travel as often as I do. Like, I fly at least once a month on my own dime. So that's why these points matter so much for me to transfer them. But even if you don't travel that much, once a year, go ahead and get this card. That once a year free vacation, family vacation, or whatever it is, Like, get it. I'm telling you, this I like it. I get super excited when I talk about this card just because I can't believe that this card doesn't have an annual fee. Having, like I said, having American Airlines, this is such a great card to have. And if you're paying rent, it's another thing. Like, free points all year long for rent. Like, this is just, I don't even, just get it. Like I said, I've said it like 10 times already. Do it. But remember, like I always say, if you don't have the cash, you don't have the credit. I'm here to try to help your money grow and you to stretch your money farther, get more things out of it for free or little, save you some money. So if you're paying interest, you're losing money. So if you don't have the cash, you don't have the credit. Anyway, if you have any questions, comments, comment down below. Hit the subscribe, like button, and I will see you in the next one.